Hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome to Let's Play Blade Runner. Now I know in my last Let's Play video for Discworld, I'd said I'd probably be doing Discworld 2 next. Well, I decided to change things up a bit and do something different. And the Blade Runner game, for whatever else you may say about it, it is different. It is one of those rare adaptations of a movie into a video game that does not suck, and actually brought in a lot of the original creative people who made the movie, including some of the actors from the original film. Now, I must note that it doesn't make sense for a lot of them to be in the story, but darned if they didn't try to at least justify bringing in some of the original cast, even though it might not have made sense story-wise for you to suddenly go and visit the CEO of the company that makes the robots to get a statement. You still get to do it so that we can see the guy who played the head of the Tyrell Corporation, or his CGI avatar for that matter. But it's a very good game. It is very good at capturing the spirit of the movie Blade Runner and the book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Actually, correction, it's a short story, not a book. But it's a very good short story, and if you haven't read it or seen the original movie, that's fine, because the game, they, as I said, took great pains to capture the spirit of the movie and the book, and make it so that if you hadn't seen them, you could still play the game and enjoy it. So, with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start the opening movie, and I hope you'll indulge me with having had this long introduction with nothing but black space on the screen, or whatever my editor Jeff decides to put up in its place. But once you start the game, it launches immediately into the opening cinematic, so I need to have something beforehand. So here's the opening. Westwood, gone but not forgotten. And we have a logo. Now, if you have seen the movie, this should seem a bit familiar. This is, in fact, the exact same scroll, and we will have the exact same opening shot from the movie as the game opens. And it's rather cool, so I'm going to shut up for this part and just let it play out.
I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little thing.
Mr. Runser, please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow. Wait! I haven't finished with you. I told you we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humanity.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
BR 61661, report to precinct headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief, considering that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the second sector.
BR 61661, report to division headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden's sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in, and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Slumming tonight, Slim?
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse. They never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put him on the machine?
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
And we are back in control of our own destiny. So, yes, this is our hero, Ray McCoy, rookie Blade Runner. And before we get started, I gotta change one thing in the settings. One thing the game does do is it gives you options for your default conversation when you talk to people. There's polite, normal, surly, erratic, and user's choice. I'm going to go with user's choice because I love options. And we've got a nice little interface here, what we call the Kaya, which has two separate little modes here. It will switch into the standard save, load, help, change settings, things that most adventure games have, but you switch to Kaya mode, And this gives us our own little personal assistant, which will let us keep track of clues, suspects, specific crime scenes. Handy dandy little thing. So we're here at a crime scene, and I love the opening of this game because it sets up most of the major themes of the Blade Runner universe. The key idea that there are humanoid robots that are in many ways more human than human. The theme that the robots have a greater zest for life and sense of empathy for other creatures, or at least others of their kind, than humanity does for their fellow humans in the wake of a post-apocalyptic nuclear war that has destroyed most of the animal life and left most of the humans on Earth genetically deficient and incapable of having children, or at the very least being forbidden from doing so. And, you know, just the whole classist rebellion vis-a-vis the android slaves rebelling against the humanoid masters, and, you know, the whole environmental theme. It's a very rich setting as far as all of the fine literary commentary goes, but I will let that play out for itself and not talk too much about that as we're going on, because the game does a very good job of letting you figure that out on yourself, as does the movie. So, and one other thing I should mention about this game, apart from the fact that it was very good in how it brought in the creative team that made the movie to get involved with the game, it also was one of the very first computer games that actually went out of its way to create options. Every time you load up a new game, it will change certain little details. So even allowing for the different choices and options and things you can do to uncover clues and move the plot along, little details will change up, such as which characters around you might be replicant sympathizers, which ones might be replicants themselves, and indeed the possibility that Ray himself is in fact a replicant who is unaware that he has been set up as a plant in the police department. But we'll go ahead and see how that plays out here. The only rule I'm going to set for myself in this Let's Play is I'm going to try and be a good, honest cop and do my job, which means no sympathy for the replicants, no mercy to people who are trying to kill me or otherwise, you know, subvert the law. We are going to be true blue, honest cop to the best of our ability. So since we are a cop, first thing that we do here is we're going to go ahead and talk to the uniform officer on the scene, see what information he has before we poke around for clues. And you'll note that there's a few things that we can see already. Whenever we come across something we can interact with or examine, it will turn the cursor green. When we have a location we can move to, it'll turn blue and start jumping up and down like, hey, over here, over here. But first things first, let's talk with the officer on the scene.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight.
Yeah, even without the surly mode checked, Ray is a bit of a smartass.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
I do like it, though, because my default mode is sarcasm and snark.
I already checked for a crowbar or some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep.
Latent fingerprints. Could be useful.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
Black paint. Could be signs that our suspects were driving a black car, but we had something more physical, like a piece of the car.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
And let's let the crowd.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Okay, I think that's all we can do out here, so let's go ahead and go inside and talk to Mr. Runciger, the child molester himself.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Well, nothing we can really look at around here, it seems. Except for that camera.
Security camera. It'd be a banner day if it recorded anything before it was shot out.
I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was two men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Well, that narrows it down. Okay, I got a couple options for checking. Let's ask about Lucy.
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for a short while. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. And he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of chinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that.
Darn right I do. I'm the detective. Don't you tell me how to do my job. Do I tell you how to go breeding animals? No. I don't even want to think about that.
I believe this is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
My precious one. She was my baby.
Okay.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment. Here you are.
Hey, I'm not done talking to you.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First, I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
Well, some really, really messed up, people.
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Percheron colt. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
Yeah, this got mentioned a little bit earlier, but post-World War Terminus is a great point of pride for people on Earth to own a live animal of some type. And the more advanced the animal, birds and mammals being top of the chain, of course,
one. She was my baby.
The more prestigious it is. Of course, having even just a fish, as long as it's a live fish, is a much higher status symbol than owning an android robot, or android robot animal. Speaking of fake animals...
A toy dog. Well, isn't that cute?
Monkey poster.
A candy bar. Yuck. How Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
Well, not much in the way of clues, but it's something. Let's talk grunts here again.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
My precious one.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Like somebody was upset that their adopted daughter had been molested by a creepy old animal merchant? But yeah, the whole theme of the animals and everything, it comes up quite a bit throughout the game and the original book especially. Just the idea of people caring for animals more than, you know, their fellow humans, and the whole status symbol, classist, thing. But let's go ahead and talk to the cop, in the uniform, see what he's found out questioning the crowd. One other neat little thing here. You can click a place and walk there, but you can double-click, and you'll run. Which does become important during some of the action sequences. But let's go talk.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
I already said to do that.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Well, that was quick.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
Okay. Well, once you click on a person, they start repeating themselves. You know that you have mined that particular track of data. But we will go ahead and check our database, and you will see that now we have all manner of evidence.
Howie Lee's.
This woman says she saw that this guy lives across the... I already checked for a crowbar or some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
So currently we only have the one crime, but if we go under suspects, we have 3 listings. We've got suspect with a limp, Lucy herself, and the suspect with the graceful footprints. And we go to specific clues. It'll organize it by video clips, audio recordings, objects that we found.
Judging scrap.
About 30 counts of it.
There's not a lot.
That. So with that done, I think we'll go ahead and close this chapter out. And next time we will go ahead and start at the police station, where you can start looking at some of our evidence up close. Until next time, I will wish you all a good day and see you next time.